Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing well. So guys, in today's video, we'll see how we can use functions in Terraform. So this is one of the important video because we need these things whenever we need to do some tricky kinds of codes in Terraform. So let's see how we can use those functions, and I'll explain some important functions that we use usually in our Terraform code. So let's start our video. So in order to execute any Terraform function, firstly we need to use a command Terraform console. So it will give us a prompt. So now we are in the Terraform console prompt. So here we can test certain functions. So there are multiple functions just like numeric function, string function, and some kind of comparison functions are there, file functions are there, IP related functions are there. So there are multiple functions. So in the end of the video, I'll share a link where we can see the documentation related to all these functions. But let's just do some hands-on on few functions which are useful and which we usually use in our code. So firstly, we'll use a function of numeric, that's a max and min function. So simply we need to write max and then parenthesis. And inside this, we can give any number like 23 or some random number we can give. And then we can separate them with comma. And when you'll enter, it will give you maximum value. Similarly, we can use the min function and we can place similar values. So it will give you the min value. These are few numeric functions. There are other numeric functions also. And now let's test some numeric. After numeric, we can test some string functions. So we can use lower function. So it will lower it down. Similarly, we can use upper function and it will give us the upper value. So these are the basic functions, but there are some base encoding functions also. If we want to encode some string, so we can use base 64 encode function. And here we can give any string, just like suppose if we are giving hello world, and then if we'll press enter, it will give us one encoded function. And if we'll use the same function with base 64 decode, so it will just decode this functionality. So these are few basic functions, and there are other functions also that we can use here, just like we can use a file function, which is one of the important function. So if you'll give name of any file, where in the same directory it will search where you are currently sitting. So suppose if we are giving a file resource group.tf, which is here. So what it will do, it will show the content of this file to you here. Or there is some problem, so this value is not there, so there is some mistake in the spelling. So let me just change the spelling. It is resource resource group.tf, and now you can see it is showing us the value. So when we use a kind of programmatically stuff in our Terraform code and we want to see value of some file, so we can use this function. Similarly, we can also check whether any file is exist or not. So we can use file exists function, and here we can give any file. So just like we are giving main.tf, which is here, so it will return a value true. So in this way we can use certain file functions, and one of the most important function that we use here is the IP related function. So here we can use CIDR host function. So in this function we need to pass any CIDR range. So suppose we are giving 192.168 dot 1 dot 0 slash 24, any CIDR range you can give. And here if you want to see the host that is there on first position, and if we'll close it, then it will give us the value of the first host. Similarly, if we want to see any of the host, you just need to give the number where this host will be, so it will give you the value of that host. Similarly, we can use CIDR netmask command in order to check the subnet masking. So here we are giving the same IP 168.1.0 slash 24. So it will give us the subnet mask. Similarly, there is one more function which is commonly used, that is subnet function, CIDR subnet function. So in this function, we'll use the same IP dot 168.1.0 slash 24, and then we'll place a comma here, and after that we need to give which subnet we want to create from this CIDR range. So suppose if we want to make 26/26 subnet, so the value will be 2, that is 24 plus 2. And now if we'll give 0, so it will give us the first set that will be there in this particular subnet range. So it will be 192.168.1.0 slash 26. Similarly, if we'll use the same content, and if we'll place 1 here, so it will give us the first set, or we can say second set, because indexing start from 0. So this is the second set that we'll find in this particular CIDR slash 26 range. Similarly, we can go for the third set, and if we want to get the fourth set, we can also go according to the same by putting 3 value as an indexing. And if we want to get it 4, because that is not possible in the CIDR range, but let's find it what it will say if we'll place 4. So let's see what it say. It is giving error because that doesn't accommodate a subnet number 4. So there will be only 1 2 3 4, yeah, only 4 subnet will be there, and this will be the range that we can see here. So guys, in this way we can check the functionality related to certain functions using Terraform console, and there are multiple functions how we can get documentation of that. So if we'll go to Google, and here if you will type Terraform functions, so it will give you a link, and this link is having built-in functions that is provided from Terraform side. So here you can see some numeric function where you have lot of function, max, min, and other numeric functions. Similarly, you have string functions, collection functions, encoding functions, file system function, date time function, IP network function, hash and crypto function. So these are the functions. From here you can see the documentation and you can use a particular function in your code. So guys, I'm done with today's video. I hope you understood the concept of functions in Terraform. So guys, if you understood the concept, just give a like to the video, and please also subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.